Hi again, this is JT with my second week on T update. Again, these updates aren't going to be this frequent, really only just the first few weeks or months or so as I get the ball rolling on HRT. Today will be my second shot, and I will also be filming that mostly to show my mom how it's done, and also I guess if anybody else is curious how the process typically goes. Disclaimer that I am not presenting a tutorial but merely a demo, and I highly recommend that you consult with your doctor or nurse before trying any of the methods that you see in this video. So I just wanted to do a quick update on how I'm feeling. My face has gotten like really dry over the past week or so. I don't know if it's from maybe over cleaning it, because I had some acne that sprouted up that I was trying to get rid of. Also, it could also be from dehydration, because testosterone has been dehydrating me greatly. Like I'm constantly feeling thirsty, and I feel like I'm not drinking enough water. Also, I mean, I guess really nothing. I was expecting a crash near the end of my 2-week cycle, and I didn't really experience anything like that. I mean, I feel like my moods and motivation and all that have been pretty consistent for the past 2 weeks. So I guess that's a good thing. I did get permission from my doctor to switch to a weekly injection instead of every 2 weeks. Mostly because I wanted to see if reducing the amount and injecting once a week would maybe get a hold of the acne problem. I'm still not sure if how tea will affect me in that regard, because I've been plagued with acne most of my life, and so the acne thing really isn't a new thing to me. But being almost 30, it's something I'd like to take control of at some point in time. I've also been experiencing sort of like a lower back / hip pain in my right side for the past week. It started on Thursday, and I don't know if it was something like maybe I pulled a muscle from exercising or something. The only reason why I'm a little concerned about it not being a typical muscle pain is because typically I recover from muscle pain like in 3 to 4 days. And this one has been persisting at a consistent rate, as in it has not been feeling any worse or any better for almost a week now, and it's a little concerning, but I'm hoping that it fades away within the week, and if not, I'm going to have to talk to somebody about it. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to different camera views so I could show how the injection is done. I'm going to be introducing you to my little injection kit. It's full of all these nice little goodies. So yeah, I'm going to get that started. Okay, so here we go. First off, always sanitize. I got a bottle of Purell here. You can also wash your hands with hot water. I feel like the Purell seems to do fine enough. Kills 99% bacteria. So I'll be presenting to you the items that are needed to do a typical testosterone injection. First off, the most important item is the testosterone. I'm using testosterone cypionate, 200 milligrams per milliliter. Milliliter, I think. Is that what ml stands for? I'll be using half of the dose that is in this box. The bottles look like this. It's like the cutest little bottle I have ever seen for something like this. I often do craft work with tiny bottles, and those bottles are actually bigger than this. So I just want to like take all of these bottles and fill them with glitter and make them into charms, because they're just the cutest little things. Who knew testosterone could be so cute? Okay, so next we have the thing that we're going to be injecting the testosterone with. This is a syringe with a 22 gauge needle. The 22 gauge needle is a little big. I've injected with it before, but it turned out fine. It didn't hurt at all. I'm going to be using the 22 gauge needle to draw the testosterone from the bottle. And to inject with it, I will be using a smaller 25 gauge needle. I got this box online from, I believe it was East Coast Medical Supply. So here's some of the 25 gauge needles. I just need one. So I'll be switching the needles after I draw the testosterone. And after that, there's also some prepping that we need to do before injecting, and that is why I have these sterile alcohol pads. I'll need 2 of them, one for the bottle and one for my leg, which is where I'll be injecting it. You could also use, cotton balls and alcohol from a bottle, but I find like these little pads are very convenient. You can just, instead of having to open the bottle each time you need one, you just rip open a packet and you're good. And I also have Band-Aids for the injection spot because there will be bleeding. Hopefully not too much if I do it correctly. So I'll need one of those. And lastly, a sharps container, which is where the needle will go once I'm done using it. There's already a few needles in here. One was the actual needle that was used, and the other was before I got the smaller gauge needles, I had to take the needle from another syringe. So there's that. Okay, so I'm gonna sterilize my hands again, and I am also gonna hold on to this for a bit in my clutched hands, or probably maybe between my thighs because it's warmer down there. What I want to do is get the liquid in here, which is I think a cottonseed oil. I want to get it warm enough so that it's not as thick, and it'll make drawing easier, and that way you won't spend 5 to 10 minutes watching me trying to draw from this bottle, and instead it'll be a bit quicker. So I'm going to cut real quick so I can get this all warm and nice and liquidy, and then we'll be back when I draw it. Okay, so we're back. My testosterone's probably all warmed up by now, and oh, look at this. My phone, which has like a little app on it that reminds me when to do my testosterone, and it actually just went off. So great, that's a very, very convenient. I'll probably link the app in the comments later. All right, so I'm gonna sterilize again, because I keep touching other things between takes. Okay, so I've been holding the testosterone between my thighs for the past few minutes because that is where I put my hands when my hands are cold. And so if my hands can get warm down there, then so can a little bottle of testosterone. Okay, so here it is. The liquid is all runny now, so it's not as thick as it used to be. So now I am going to open this. And I am going to open this. Actually, let me get one of these out. Okay, so, there we go. Let me get it all nice and sanitized. All right. So to open the needle, always keep your hand as far away from the sharp part as possible. So open it like that. And so I'm gonna draw the needle, the syringe to about half a milliliter, which is what I will be injecting. Draw air into that. And then poke it into the bottle here. Okay. And then inject all of that air in. What the air will do is cause a pressure, which will then push out the liquid and thus making it easier to draw, because testosterone is a really, really thick liquid. It's about the same consistency of cooking oil and may take a while to draw without that pressure. So see, I don't know if you can see it here, there's already liquid filling the syringe. You're going to have to pull several times, sort of like a pumping motion, to get that liquid out. I thought about this the first time I did this. Drawing the testosterone from the jar was kind of like drawing epoxy resin, because I used to use syringes to measure out epoxy resin for crafts, and it was thicker actually than testosterone here. And I used syringes for precise measurement, and it was like just as difficult as drawing testosterone. But because I warmed this up, actually, it looks like it's a lot easier to draw. Actually drew a bit too much, so get all the bubbles out of there and push a bit so that all the bubble goes through. Okay, so I'm going to pull that out, and there's half of the remaining liquid in there. Carefully put the needle cap back on, and I am going to draw a bit back so that all the liquid that's in the needle goes into the syringe. Okay, so that's done with. This cap does not stay on, but I'm going to put that on there for now. So now I'm going to get my my 25 gauge needle and switch out the 22 gauge that's currently on the syringe. Okay, so removing the needle from the syringe is really quick. You just twist. Oh, looks like there's actually still testosterone in there. Let me pull back a bit. Okay, so you just twist and pull and pop the new one in and twist, and it's on. So there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna, right now it's I pulled it back to 1 milliliter, and I'm gonna try and get the rest of the air out of this. Actually, let me do that now. Oops. So do it carefully so that no liquid comes out of this. And because I warmed this oil up earlier, the oil is very thin, so all the bubbles, there are actually less bubbles forming, and so you want to just push it until that little bead of a juicy goodness appears at the top of the needle. There's actually a little bit of air in there. Okay, so there's a little bead of testosterone at the top. That means that there is no air in his. I don't think there is. Okay, so put it back in there, and then I'm gonna switch camera angles again, and we'll be bearing my thigh where I will be injecting this needle. So stay tuned. Okay, so here we are again. My pants are off. Actually, they're down to my knees. So this is my thigh. It's nothing impressive, kind of brown. So right now I am trying to figure out what the best spot is to put the needle in, because my thighs are actually very veiny. You can't really see here, but underneath like a fluorescent light you will see like every vein in my thigh, and it's kind of cool. So I think this will be the spot where I will be putting the needle. So let me once again clean my hands. I'm a little nervous about this because I am doing what is essentially a live injection, and I am hoping that I don't mess this up. So I take the alcohol pad and wipe down the area with alcohol. That should be good, and let that dry for a moment, because if you stick a needle while the alcohol is still there, it will hurt. So let that dry for a moment. Now where was it? Was it here? Yeah, I guess it was over there. Yeah, and hopefully I don't hit a blood vessel, because again, my legs are veiny, and I'm heard that the blood vessel thing is extremely rare, but I'm extra paranoid, so I always try to take as much precaution as possible. Okay, I think that's good. So uncap your needle while trying to avoid touching the tip. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is some people like to squeeze it. I find that I just sort of like hold it down there, kind of like gauge where the needle is gonna go with my thumb and forefinger. And here we go, and I hope nothing goes wrong. Okay, so 90-degree angle. Sorry, just double checking. Yeah, I think that's good. Oh God, this is my second time and I'm still nervous. Okay, so in I go. This is a 1.5 inch needle, and so I only need to go about 1 inch in. Okay, so there it is. Now to aspirate, which is to pull back the plunger a bit, and if there is no blood, then I should be good to go in injecting. Oh shit. Sorry about my language. Okay, assuming because all there is air bubbles and there is nothing there but air in my thigh, I guess. So I should be good to go with injecting. I'm going to do this nice and slow because if I inject too fast, the oil is going to come spilling out of that hole in my leg. So here we go. The juice is loose. Man, this is hard. So we're down a few millimeters. I mean, not millimeters, but less than a fraction of a millimeter. So we're going in. Go, 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 go. So there we go. I think it's all in because I can't push any further. So I'm going to give it 10 seconds to settle. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000, 6 1000, 7 1000, 8 1000, 9 1000, 10 1000. And then slowly draw it out. And there we go. Massage it a bit. Massaging, I don't know why. I think it's to, let's see, yeah, it looks like it's empty, even though there's like a bit of stuff in there. I think it should be good. Massaging it to ease the pain, so I read online, but I mean, it did not hurt at all, other than the initial skin penetration. So, let me get that Band-Aid on. Put that on there. And there we go. Shouldn't recap needles, but I like to do them anyway, so I'm going to put that back on carefully and put that in the sharps container. And I don't like the way this thing closes, it's like kind of flimsy. But anyway, so there we have it. That was my second injection, 2 weeks on testosterone. Half a milliliter of a 200 milligram dose of testosterone cypionate. And if this is your thing, I hope you enjoyed it. Or if you're trans person looking to receive tips on this, I hope you learned something from this. But I mean, then again, please consult with a doctor or nurse before doing this yourself. And thank you for watching.